Stop wasting. Start composting. Join me as we transform ordinary kitchen waste into black gold for your garden. Turning kitchen scraps into nutrient-rich compost is a rewarding process that transforms waste into something valuable for your garden and the environment. Many people are surprised to learn just how easy it is to compost at home, and with a few simple tips, you can create perfect compost from everyday kitchen leftovers. Whether you're an experienced gardener or just starting out, these 7 tips will help you make the most of your kitchen scraps and ensure your compost pile thrives. Tip 1. Know what to compost and what to avoid. Not all kitchen scraps are created equal when it comes to composting. Ideal materials include fruit and vegetable peels, coffee grounds, tea bags, eggshells, and even stale bread. These items break down quickly and add valuable nutrients to your compost. However, you should avoid adding meat, dairy, oils, and cooked foods, as these can attract pests and create unpleasant odors. Citrus peels can be composted in moderation, but too many can make the pile too acidic. By carefully selecting what goes into your compost bin, you'll create a healthier and more balanced final product. Tip 2. Chop and shred your scraps for faster decomposition. The smaller the pieces, the quicker they'll break down. Before adding scraps to your compost bin, chop up large items like watermelon rinds, potato peels, and apple cores. Crushing eggshells and tearing up leaves also helps. This increases the surface area, allowing bacteria and other decomposers to get to work more efficiently. If you have a lot of material, consider using a garden shredder or simply use your hands to break things apart. This simple step can significantly speed up the composting process and lead to finer, more consistent compost. Tip 3. Balance greens and browns for optimal composting. Kitchen scraps are typically rich in nitrogen, known as greens, but compost also needs carbon-rich materials called browns. Greens include fruit and vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, and fresh grass clippings, while browns are items like dried leaves, shredded paper, cardboard, and sawdust. A good rule of thumb is to add 2 to 3 parts browns for every 1 part greens. This balance helps maintain the right moisture level and prevents the compost from becoming too wet, which can lead to odors and slow decomposition. If your compost pile seems too wet or slimy, add more browns. If it's dry and slow to break down, add more greens. Tip 4. Maintain moisture, but don't overwater. Compost piles need to be moist, like a wrung-out sponge, to encourage microbial activity. If your pile is too dry, the decomposition process will slow down. If it's too wet, it can become smelly and attract pests. During dry spells, or if your kitchen scraps are mostly dry, lightly water the pile. Conversely, if you're adding juicy fruits or vegetables, you may not need to add any extra moisture. Regularly check the pile's moisture level by grabbing a handful. If it feels dry, sprinkle it with water. If it drips when squeezed, add more dry browns to absorb excess moisture. Tip 5. Turn or aerate the pile regularly. Oxygen is essential for the microorganisms that break down your kitchen scraps into compost. To ensure your pile gets enough air, use a pitchfork or shovel to turn the contents every couple of weeks. This mixes up the materials, prevents matting, and introduces air into the pile. If you're using a compost tumbler, simply rotate the barrel a few times. Regular aeration helps keep the compost pile active, reduces odors, and speeds up the overall process. If you notice your pile isn't decomposing well or smells unpleasant, it may need more oxygen. Try turning it more frequently. Tip 6. Manage pests and odors naturally. One of the most common concerns with composting kitchen scraps is the potential for pests and unpleasant smells. To avoid attracting rodents or insects, always cover fresh kitchen scraps with a layer of browns, like leaves or shredded newspaper. This creates a barrier and absorbs any odors. Make sure to avoid adding meat, dairy, or oily foods, as these are more likely to attract unwanted visitors. If your pile starts to smell sour or rotten, it's usually a sign of too much moisture or not enough air. Add dry browns and turn the pile. Compost bins with tight-fitting lids and secure sides can also help keep pests at bay. Tip 7. Be patient and harvest at the right time. Good compost takes time to develop, usually several months depending on conditions and how actively you manage the pile. You'll know your compost is ready when it's dark, crumbly, and earthy smelling, with no recognizable scraps remaining. Resist the urge to use compost that's still chunky or smells sour, as it can rob your plants of nutrients and attract pests. When harvesting, sift out any large pieces and return them to the pile for further decomposition. Finished compost can be spread in gardens, added to potted plants, or used as a mulch to enrich the soil and improve water retention. By following these 7 simple tips, you can turn kitchen scraps into perfect compost, reducing waste and creating a valuable resource for your garden. Composting is an act of recycling that benefits both your home and the planet, helping to build healthier soil, conserve water, and support vibrant plant growth. The process is straightforward and doesn't require fancy equipment or extensive knowledge, just a bit of effort and regular attention. Start by setting up a compost bin or pile in a convenient location. It doesn't have to be large or expensive. A simple plastic bin or even a pile in the corner of your yard will do. Make composting a routine part of your kitchen cleanup by keeping a small container for scraps on your countertop. When it's full, take it out to your compost pile and cover it with browns. Involve family members or housemates to make the process more enjoyable and educational. Over time, you'll notice your pile transforming as scraps break down and earthworms and other creatures move in to help. The result is rich, dark compost that you can use to improve your garden, nourish your houseplants, or share with neighbors. Composting also provides a sense of accomplishment, knowing that you're making a positive impact on the environment. If you encounter challenges, such as slow decomposition or odor issues, revisit these tips and make small adjustments. Composting is a learning process, and every pile is a little different. With patience and attention, you'll soon master the art of turning kitchen scraps into perfect compost. So the next time you peel a carrot, brew coffee, or crack an egg, remember that those scraps have the potential to become something wonderful. With these 7 simple tips, you're well on your way to creating nutrient-rich compost that will help your plants thrive and reduce your environmental footprint. Composting isn't just about waste reduction. It's about renewal, growth, and giving back to the earth. Embrace the process, enjoy the journey, and watch your garden flourish with the help of your own homemade compost. And that's how you turn everyday waste into powerful compost. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more eco-friendly tips.